Yeah, buddy, it's light machine gun time. But what's going on, guys, in the Works Media? And hopefully you guys are enjoying your weekend, but I am coming at you with some LSW destruction. But it's really not destruction. I picked this game because this is one of those lag compensation games where the lag compensation actually makes it a competitive game. Thank you, Infinity Ward, for making it so that bad players and bad connections are rewarded. But on to a serious topic. I don't want to sound like a chief complainer. We are using the LMG today, and the LMGs are just, they've never really been a big factor in Call of Duty. They've always been more of a novelty weapon. They've never been something that people actually use competitively, something that people actually use seriously. I mean, honestly, the LMGs have always been kind of like troll weapons. It's like, oh, I just killed you with an LMG. Because, I mean, honestly, oh, right here, lag compensation at its finest. But LMGs are, they're always such a weird animal in Call of Duty. It's like you get these giant magazines, but they always add so much recoil to them that it makes it almost unplayable. Like Black Ops, other than the stoner, did anyone actually like the LMGs? I mean, I did a Prestige where I only used LMGs. You know, that was it. I used HK-21, stoner, M60, RPK. And honestly, it was pretty. It sucked. The LMGs really don't make it so that you can play with them. It makes them almost unplayable. You have to play so stationary. You have to play so far back in the map. Because on Black Ops, the LMGs didn't have drop off, which I think was a great idea. It was the one good thing they did with the LMGs. Whereas in the Infinity Ward titles, they have a lot more drop off than what we're used to seeing. They get really weak really quickly, and I think that really hinders their usability in the Infinity War games. I mean, in Modern Warfare 2, they were just pretty much absolutely unplayable as well. Like, I did a series, actually, in Modern Warfare 2, where it was called Light Machine Gun Warrior, where I just ran around with light machine guns, similar to my light machine gun only Prestige. And honestly, it was one of the most painful experiences I had, because other than maybe the AUG, all the LMGs in Modern Warfare 2 were pretty much unusable as well. Because if you were using an LMG, you put yourself at such a disadvantage. It was just ridiculous what a disadvantage you put yourself at, because you move so slow. I don't understand why they make LMGs move so slow when they make sniper rifles have full sprint. Because, you know, some LMGs are really heavy, but the intervention is a 30-pound weapon with scope. Sometimes even more with, like, you know, certain optics on it. And if you have FMJs on it, that makes it even heavier. You know, you're adding like maybe 6 pounds to it, depending on what caliber weapon you're shooting. So, you know, you're running around with an intervention with the bipod on it. I mean, that's a heavy weapon, yet snipers get to move at 100%, whereas LMG players have to move at, what is it, 93% or 86%, I believe, actually. I think assault rifles move at 95%. So it's pretty ridiculous, to be honest. I mean, they really just cripple LMGs so much in Call of Duty. It's like, okay, here's this high magazine weapon, but you're going to move super slow, you're going to get super slow reload, you know, you're going to get a lot of recoil, which, come on. I mean, the heavier the weapon is, the less, you know, muzzle climb you're going to have. I mean, granted that if you're shooting a giant round out of this LMG going full auto, yeah, you're going to have some muzzle climb, but not any more so than if you're shooting an assault rifle that's shooting the same caliber bullet. So it's kind of strange that the way they try to nerf LMGs as if they would be too powerful if they, you know, gave it unlimited, I don't know, if they gave them less mobility or more mobility than what they've been giving them in the past. I think that would be one way to get people to actually use these things. But I found that the LSW is probably one of the best LMGs in this game for 3 reasons. 1, it handles well. 2, it has a good rate of fire. And 3, it has, you know, average damage. Okay, so, well, I guess I should say, instead of the damage thing, I'm going to say that it has good iron sights, because that should be the 4th reason. But all the LMGs do about the same, damage, other than the M60, because, you know, the M60's always had that little special multiplier where they get a little extra damage, but then it drops off to a 3-bullet kill. So the M60 can be a 2-bullet kill within its range, but it does have really low reload times. You know, it takes forever to reload, so it takes, like, I think it's 7.65 seconds to reload that stupid thing. So that's quite substantial. That puts you at a huge disadvantage, because if you think about it, let's say you reload 7 times in a match. That's like almost a minute worth of reloading you've wasted in a match. And if a match lasts 7 minutes, that's a seventh of the match you've spent reloading your weapon. I mean, if you think about it, that's a lot of downtime. That's a lot of time spent sitting there trying to reload your weapon, trying to get back into the action that you could have been out there running around killing people. So this weapon right here only takes 3.6 seconds to reload, which is the best out of all the LMGs. So if you've got on sleight of hand like I do here, you're looking at assault rifle reload times, which makes it pretty usable. Combo it with the fact that it almost has no recoil, you've got a pretty deadly weapon. The LSW is the ACR of LMGs. I'm using this naked right now. I'm not using any attachments, no proficiency. So imagine this with kick and grip. I mean, if you think it has low recoil now, just imagine it if you took the recoil down 2 more notches. It's going to be pretty low. So it is very usable. It seems like it has faster aim down sight time than the M60. That might be placebo just because of the iron sights. Sometimes the iron sights make it seem like that. But from my experience with it, it's a lot more usable than some of the other LMGs just because you can play so aggressive with it. I personally would put on, I guess I would probably go extended mags with kick with this weapon. You can combo it with rapid fire. Honestly, I would not go that route. It already shoots fast enough. I think that if you're going to go rapid fire, maybe you should just stick to maybe 2 attachments with extended mags. I don't know. That could be a good scenario because you do have so much ammo to work with that it would burn through it so quickly. But personally, I think that grip or extended mags would be a good attachment with kick. If you're going to use kick, definitely go with extended mags because you won't need to. If you're going to use kick, you won't need the grip, so go ahead and go with extended mags. But if you want to use the grip and use a different, like rapid fire, maybe that would be a good idea. Personally, I like the iron sights. You could put a red dot on it. I have tested the red dot. It doesn't really affect its playability. Some, like in some games where you put the red dot on an LMG, like I think Modern Warfare, 2 was a good example with the M249. If you put the red dot on that thing, it was just you couldn't use it. It made it impossible to stay on target, which I don't really understand that because of the red dot anymore. It doesn't really have that much more magnification than the iron sights, but it was just enough to make it so it was really hard to use. So I would suggest grip, kick, extended mags, stick with those. Stay away from rapid fire, but if you're really feeling ballsy, by all means try it out. I personally just didn't enjoy rapid fire. But we're getting towards the end of this game, and this was a game that was, like I said, the lag compensation really played a huge role in it. I've cut out some parts because it was like a 12-minute game, and I figured there's no point in you guys seeing me cap flags and stuff like that, because, how exciting could it be capping flags? But this is a really good LMG. Try it out. I figured this game, even though this isn't a good score, this game shows that this weapon you can use this weapon in a real, a competitive game, a real life scenario, not some cherry-picked game that I pull off my hard drive against a bad team. This is against an organized team. They may not be the best in the world, but they're organized, and that's all that really matters. So it shows you that this gun is actually usable. You can actually, get some good scores with this weapon without having to worry about, getting pwned by elite snipers like this guy. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. We end up winning this game pretty easily. It was kind of competitive there for a while. But if you didn't see it already, I did put out a sniping video where I talked about how I have fun with Modern Warfare 3. I'll put an annotation up now and you can check that link out. It was a pretty cool video and it didn't really publish correctly, so go over there and check it out, and I will see you guys next time.